I took my wife to a party. She left with her rich coworker. He threw $1 at me and said, "I'll take good care of her tonight." The next day when she came home, her key no longer fit the door and her coworker called her screaming, "You didn't tell me he owned the place." I took my wife to a company party, thinking it would just be a normal night of free food, polite small talk, and her bragging about her team's latest project. Instead, it turned into the most disrespectful moment of my life. The place was a high-end private event hall downtown, the kind with glass railings, soft jazz, and a parking lot full of cars I couldn't afford, even if I sold both kidneys. My wife insisted we go because her favorite coworker, Mason, was coming. She said it like he was some celebrity. I didn't think much of it until halfway through the night when she disappeared with him. I found them outside on the balcony. She was laughing like a teenager, touching his arm, and he was standing there like he already owned her. And when he saw me walking toward them, he didn't even act embarrassed. He pulled a single dollar out of his wallet, flicked it at me like he was tipping a valet, and said, "I'll take good care of her tonight, buddy." Everyone nearby heard it. My wife didn't defend me. She didn't even look ashamed. She just walked away with him like I was some stranger. I didn't yell. I didn't chase. I just picked up the dollar, put it in my pocket, and walked out. Because here's the thing Mason didn't know. I owned that entire event hall. Every chair, every light fixture, every inch of that balcony he stood on while disrespecting me. I bought it 3 years ago as an investment property. But my wife never paid attention when I talked about business unless it was about her. On the drive home, I replayed the moment in my head again and again. But instead of feeling heartbroken, something inside me went quiet, calm, done. It felt like the moment when a storm stops, not because it passed, but because the house already fell apart. I realized I'd been holding our marriage up alone, pretending we were fine, ignoring all the small red flags she left lying around. So when she stayed out all night, I didn't wait for an explanation. I went home, opened the smart lock app, and removed her access. One tap, done. I packed her things neatly, placed them just outside the door, and went to bed like it was any normal night. No crying, no second guessing, just peace I hadn't felt in years. At 7 a.m. the banging started, loud, desperate, constant. She was screaming that her key wasn't working and asking if the lock was broken. I watched from the peephole as she tried the code again and again, acting confused, then angry, then scared. She even tried pretending she lost her phone so a neighbor would let her in, but no one bought it. People had heard the rumors about Mason months ago. A minute later her phone rang. She answered it and I could hear Mason's voice even through the door. He was yelling, furious because he had gone back to the event hall to talk to her boss about what happened, only to find out the owner wasn't some random old businessman. It was me. "You didn't tell me he owned the place," he shouted. You know how stupid I looked. I got kicked out by his staff because I mouthed off to the wrong guy. She tried calming him, but he kept going, calling her a liar, calling her embarrassing, saying she ruined his reputation in one night. Then he hung up on her. She stopped banging after that. She just stood there quietly like her whole world had finally caught up with her. I opened the door just long enough to slide the dollar bill into her hand and say, "You got paid more than the respect you gave me." Her coworker dumped her. Her team heard everything. And me, I slept better than I had in years, not just months. Remember, it all started when